Aloha. I'm Yogi Zen, sitting here under a tree. I want to introduce you to what's called brain breathing. This is a Kriya yoga practice that will blow your mind. It might take over a half hour for me to download the principles, but I want to share it in this video with you. So watch closely. Whoa! I'm really here. I've landed. What was that? How should I know? Because I'm listening so deeply. I'm feeling so deeply that I'm finding total joy in the articulation of certain nerves and bones and flexures and sutures and sphincters and all the things that are in the little thinker that vibrate. You see, what I am doing there is I'm doing internal tantra. I'm visualizing and feeling a whole symphony of sounds that I'm creating with my diaphragmic pressure in my breathing like an accordion. Visualize that. We're into expanding, contracting. That's all we're doing. But if we can really get the full maximum and the minimum and the expansion and the contraction and the expansion, all that stuff together, then we'll know what the bag of bones is. The bag of bones wants to sing, my friends. It wants to sing. And when you hit those right notes where you get the flesh actually vibrating, it does it on its own hyperbole. It gets into the relaxed state to where you do the right pressure and then the thing vibrates by itself. You see, it's all about pressure, vocal feeling, and then getting the larynx box to flutter in such a way, that you actually feel the opening of the tantra of the joy and bliss of finding the sexiness inside ourselves. That's what we want to do. We're finding a certain pressure where everything is rising and exploding and expanding without only just the intention and the slight pressure. And that's why we want to make the breath go as long as possible, as long and as big and as bright as possible. It's so expanded that it can be like. This is where the breath gets big and whole and overwhelming. See, when we take a breath, we should breathe in so deeply and hold it so big that it pours out our pores, excruciatingly joyous, exhilarating, and feeling it, that breath. Feel the pulsation of our heart. Now, be very careful to listening to the heartbeat. See, whenever we're in a state of staticness, emptiness, just sitting there, we want to watch the breath so deeply that we can feel the pressure in our temples. We can feel it in our jugular vein. We can feel it in our breastplate of our heart, of our bones, and that thump, 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 thump. That thumping is creating an amazing symphony. We need to watch it. There's nothing to do but joy. Just sink into it and experience the whole flesh excited to be home. To be, imagine having this own space where everything happened. You were in like this womb of space and you're projecting out your vibrations. Your environment would behoove you to be healed, to be healed, because you're healing yourself every moment with your what you say, what you seek, what you think. That's why this practice, this school, is all about relaxing. principle is that one should be so relaxed that their jaw is long to the floor, down to the floor. One must be so relaxed that one has no thoughts. This is what happens when you have any tension in your jaw, you have thoughts. So this meditation practice is all about letting go. And this is the trigger point right here, guys. Heaven and earth. Open them up and be in the awe state. And in that awe state, search for inner sexiness, inner pleasure. And the pleasure must be with a sound that feels the best. You want that sound to just, you want to find the tune, the tone that you are. Everyone's a certain tone and tune of frequency. And you're doing it every time you breathe in. So you might as well exhale with a proper exhalation. And that's what I'm showing you. I'm actually showing you how to take the breath in, feel it, let it fill itself, penetrate, and then as you exhale, it's an exhale of joy. That, oh my gosh, we're just so glad to just release it out, and you release it to your partner right in front of you. This is real key to the practice I'm teaching you right now, is that the breath needs to be 16 inches in front of you. When it's 16 inches focused, and you're lighting and exciting the exact partner, the exact person that you want to see in front of you is the exact person you're breathing on. This has to be very clear, and you have to remember this. The whole breath practice works when you utilize the triangularity of your body into another body, into the very pinnacle of the pyramid being strong. You have to create the foundation with the breath. The breath needs an intention of where it's going. So it's 16 inches in front of you. You visualize the exact being that you want to have looking at you all the time. When you get that, then you will actually breathe into her, into him, into it. See, when you exhale, you're actually exalting. You're actually breathing. And you want that breath to be extended out to 16 inches where it feels, and you ignite your pyramid that is on you, okay? So that pyramid, that pyramid is like a yoga form. And that sound has pleasure. This is another key, is you want the blood. You want to hear and feel your blood pressure. You're creating it, by the way. You're creating your own blood as it moves through your body. And if you're not aware, then you'll never be aware of getting your mind together. And that's the root of all depression, is when you're not a happy mind, your mind will always find ways to find pleasure in this world. So if you can do it with the breath, and I'm showing you that with the breath, pleasure, and you follow the heart. That is so key, is the principal foundation of the 5 pinnacle foundations you need to focus on. And one core is your heartbeat. So we're going to listen to my heartbeat for a while, and you're going to hear that the heartbeat comes through with the sound. So if you find that your sound, you haven't found your heartbeat in the sound, then you haven't reached the state where we want to go. This absolves all depression and unhappiness and allows you to control your thoughts. If you can control your breath pressure with your blood, and then you can reduce or raise your blood pressure just with your thoughts. But we're going to get there first with the physical breath, okay? of this. Drink some tea here. I'm enlightening you to something you need to be completely aware of. Is you see, I'm really, really focused when I'm exhaling and vibrating these tissues, that I'm feeling the heartbeat as it massages all the fine, subtle things in my throat, that it affects my brain. It affects everything, but I'm really focused. Now, the whole soul of your breath pressure, you want to be able to monitor and feel through a separate nasal passage. It's actually going into your brain. This is what I call brain breathing. Brain breathing is the skull needs to awaken. The skull must awaken, you see. And when you breathe properly, you vibrate the certain bones and the sutures, and they go, wow, whoa, wow, wow. And you maintain that pressure, and then your brain starts to watch, starts to relax. It's enjoying, oh, I'm getting stimulated, you see. That's why we drink coffee and do all the things we do to get our heartbeat up. But see, this is false reality. We're all just eating and eating to get what? We got to definitely defecate it out. We become a processing chamber. We don't want to process. We want to process gases, people. So when you get the breath pressure, you get the brain opens up and rocks, and you can't be depressed. You can never be. This guy can never be depressed ever if his brain is dancing. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to cure all problems and depression through enjoying your being in number one. You see, number one. So when you can and keep that breath going forever, that's where we want to go. We want to be so unlocked that one breath, there's no more exhaling, inhaling. You're no longer a bellows. You're no longer a slave to your own self. See, we want to get away from being the slave, period. See, I'm a slave, but when I'm happy inside and I don't know I'm in this body, I don't have to maintain it, I'm just happy. That's the state we want to go to. It's liberation. We want to be able to dancing all the time, and all the cells are young and vibrant and lubricated because we're breathing into them. You see, nobody breathes into their body, and I'm just showing you that we have a deeper capacity to fly and swim in the ocean of life if we just get it together and know that this is a purple dolphin. What psychedelic trip did this come from? I don't know, but you get my meaning. We want to swim in life. We don't want to be like feeling old age and stooped over. We want to breathe into our heart and our lungs and just be like, I'm so happy to be in the awe state. I'm so happy to be alive. That's where we want to go. We want to be so happy we're alive that it's like we're excited every moment. We're never depressed, ever. Nothing ever gets us down because we're like, hey, man, I'm here. What's the problem? I got a wrench. I'm going to fix it. Fix ourselves first. Don't worry about the world. Just worry about our little bubble, because eventually we're going to have wings, okay? See, I believe that all our wings have been clipped. Everybody has wings, right? Yeah, they got the wings. Got the wings on. And we've been clipped. Seriously. Somebody damaged us to where we're no longer in our glory. Think about it. We're in our glory. I'm in my glory. Hey, yeah, yeah. And somebody says, hey, you're too bright. Yeah, quit having fun over there. And then one wing gets clipped, and I'm kind of like dragging around going, yay, yay. Oh, and then somebody else, don't be happy. Why are you so happy? Another wing, and then I'm human, and then I'm off to work because I got to pay for my shelter, trees, and this is. I live under a tree. See, you're right here in my living room, my neighborhood. This is my neighborhood. I'm hanging out with all sorts of characters, not including myself. But the wisdom, there's a lot of wisdom in the old ways. See, I'm into the old ways, not the new ways, the old ways. Technology just, see, again, they're contaminating our consciousness. You see, I'll tell you, this 16 inches is so vital that when you purify it, You don't want to look at a screen. You don't want to be distracted. You find that all these things are killing us, slowly killing us. And that's why I live in nature under a tree on the ground. That's right. I never sleep on a bed. I don't have a roof over my head. If it rains, I feel the rain on my face as I'm sleeping. It's awesome. When you're outside, and I've been outside for years and years, I picked up the cross. You see, I got it. Everyone has to pick up the cross eventually and go, you know what? It ain't so bad. This body's the cross. So have fun in it. I mean, like literally have fun in everything you do and be blissful and happy like a little kid. Otherwise, you end up being like a dog and you have no communication skills other than to smell, look, listen, and feel and be total instinctual. That's why I'm totally instinctual now. I'm completely instinctual. I'm totally in the moment. I don't care about anything other than you got to breathe anyway, so you might as well learn this breath. I'm hoping you do, because it's the breath that allows liberation because you're so happy with yourself. So if you focus on your breathing, relaxing your jaw, breathing right through here, focusing all your entire attention on attention on bringing less tension to here, breathing through all your crown, your head, your top of your head. You've got to feel this connection, people. So when you breathe in, I don't want you breathing air may move through your nostrils, but you're feeling the pressure come through your brain. It's skull breathing. This whole brain needs to open up where you're inhaling here, exhaling. You see the breath, the sound is and when it rattles these sutures right here, guys, right here in the brain, you go, oh, wow, there's a party going on. Yeah, there's a party going on, and everyone's having fun, and it's like, no. So you want to, when you breathe, exhale, 16 inches away, you want to see the sight, the vision of who and what is right in front of you. You want to manifest that with your thoughts. Deep shit. So when you're and your eyes are closed, when that turns on, when you wake up this in front of you with your exhale and your inhale, it'll come back from that source. It'll come back to you, and you'll have this dancing of your breath. And it's so much fun because, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. Oh, I'm going to breathe now. Oh, that feels really good. Oh, boy. Yeah, well, now I'm going to breathe back. You're blowing my brain. You're blowing my brain. I can't handle it anymore. Give me some more of that. I can't handle it. Give me some more. So really, you got to make up your own yo-yo. Everyone has their own frequency, their own sound, but that doesn't matter. What matters is if it feels good to you, do it, and do it with more intention and pressure, and get that brain to go bang and bust through that hard cranium, that hard skull of yours, and find joy with every breath. Otherwise, you'll be dead, 6 feet under, all the time, with your wings clipped. Nobody wants the wings clipped. I want you to get wings, people. I want you to get wings so you can fly again. This flies because when your chest is open, then the wings can come out. See? Does that make sense? I'm talking yoga here. I'm talking the body's like this testament of total amazing. I mean, think about it, people. Every time you get a cut, it heals itself. Every time you go to sleep, you wake up. Every time everything kind of does itself, and you don't give it no credit. You give it no integrity. You don't bring that breath in and celebrate. And that's what I'm talking about. Let's all celebrate with every breath we take. Otherwise, we'll just be a bunch of dogs hanging out, wondering, "Hey, what's that?" Those are somebody's wings were clipped, and somebody out there is crying, and that is key. When you breathe, I want you crying so deep. Listen to me. Listen to me. This is another principle of the 5 pillars that I'm teaching you. Another pillar here is that you breathe from a place of all your pain and suffering and your hurt. You go deep down there because I want you to cry into your breath. I want you to be so deep in the thick of pain and suffering that when you're exhaling all that pain and suffering out. Follow me? Now we're going to do the calling breath of the pain and suffering breath, all right? Okay. Now is where the fun begins. After breathing in and out on repetitive cycles, I have taken one giant, huge breath, filled myself up, and now I'm plugging my nose, full like a bellows, like a balloon, pressurizing my stomach, heart, all the way up to my head as my trying to blow my head off. This is a full breath, my friend. What we want to do with this is a cleansing breath. It's a dissolving breath. It goes into the nooks and crannies, deep into the tissues that you've never hit before. This is a breath that nobody's ever done. Unless maybe you have done. Let me know in the comments. But this is Kriya Yoga. This is where you actually make action work for the ascendance of the breath. And here I'm going to sit. I grabbed my yoga prop. It's a crooked stick. And I'm leaning forward and I'm pushing down at the same time, lifting on my rib cage to get the tissues more open. It's like a yoga prop to enliven my chest and my brain. You can imagine the pressure and the breath going deep into the tissues, up into every part of my brain. This is called getting high on my own supply, baby. So, what is it? What are we looking for? At every time and place, what is it that we're searching for? When we get up, what inspires us? When we go out the door, what inspires us? Is the only way. Is the only way. The exhale, all your pain, You never have a bad thought when you're exhaling with your thoughts of 16 inches. See, when you're right here, we're breatharians. See, when you eat your food, you everything you're eating, you can be breathing, and that's a breath. You breathe right in, and this is your sacred area, your heart. See, in your heart, you got food digesting here, disturbing your heart and the pressure here. When you're not eating anything and you're just breathing and being, I'm giving up eating right now, the moment, and you give up in the moment forever if you can. You extend your moment to moments and moments and find so much pleasure there that you stay there forever. So that's why you got to create this bubble around you of With every breath. You actually smile into the breath, and you're basically, until you can find joy in massaging your internal brain with every minute breath pressure, you're lost. You're seeking something else that never has an ending. This has ending because it ends the suffering and brings your brain into breathing in. Top of the head. The whole brain goes, oh, so you're internally fanning. See, you're internally fanning with your breath pressure. When you do this a few times, you do it over 15 minutes, you'll be like, whoa. But if you don't continue doing it, then because you haven't found the place where you find the joy of it going back and forth. See, that's why we're doing a school. See, it's necessary that you have questions. Why isn't it working? Why is my brain not cracking? Because you're not hitting the back of the brain, my friends. You're hitting the surface. You gotta literally launch. You see that with that breath? Can you hear? I mean, I'm really nailing. Everything is just going. Where is the pressure? Oh, I feel the pressure. See, that's where we want to go. We want to feel the pressure of our bones moving. Stop breathing. When you stop breathing, everything goes silent, right? That's where the bones and everything and tissue is going to say, oh, what is that sound? Where is that sound now? Huh, no sound. Okay, I'll relax. And that's when you relax. See, this is how I sleep in between breaths, is when you relax the breath. You exhale it, everything's, you're, and you sit there until you're waiting for the breath. I want you to wait for the next inhalation, and it doesn't happen immediately. You've got to just watch and wait for it. See, this is really about analyzing your own, why am I doing this breathing shit back and forth? Because I'm full of shit. See, we've got to clean up our body of all the toxins and stuff that we're doing to continue to basically think we're honoring it, playing with it, filling it, feeding it, fucking it, and then filling a toilet into it. That's life. We want to stop shitting our life away, start breathing our life into a new intoxication. Intoxicating our brain will intoxicate the entire body. The entire body feels what the brain's feeling, and if you have a thought, the whole body feeling that thought. So to purify those thoughts and get them all out of there is fanning the brain with holding, no breathing, feeling. Feeling. Feeling and feeling and fulfilling. Finding the ecstasy, dying into it, sinking into it. And the body will tell you when it's time to breathe again. And it'll come in with intoxication with the breath of Jesus. If you really follow my breath, you'll go, oh, I gotta start low. It's basically like two or three breaths. Just follow along. See that? Everything's opening, and then you shock it and lock it. feeling exhausted. That was intense. This is the rush that every single being who has done any sort of drugs, man, you do some drugs, you do some caffeine, you do sugar, you do anything that amps up your heart and takes it away, expands it, and makes you happy, is killing you. Think about it. Everything that we love kills us. Oh, I love this. I love that. I love that. And then you want to do more of it. It's, no, you just love everything and nothing. See, if we can be like a rock, solid like a mountain, and when you're holding that breath and you're holding that breath and you become like a mountain, you become like a mountain. You sit with that breath forever. I've gone over an hour without breathing, just when everything's open and you're in your bones, my friends, when you're in your freaking bones, and you're touching the earth, you feel like you're the earth. You feel the earth. Now the earth talks to you and you become a planetary giver of the truth, of the divine, of the Mother Earth. That's why the people who are barefoot and bare bones have little to nothing and just are dissolving and loving everything that nature gives you. You're one with nature. You want to be one with nature and let nature talk to you through your bones when you meditate. And then when you get out of meditation, you can communicate what the birds and the bees and the trees want to say. That's what I message for those that are planetary keepers, that are really people that are into the bones of the earth and speak for the earth and can stand for the earth because they listen to the earth and they become one with their own destiny, with their own death and breath. Get it? So what you want to do is listen so deeply on exhalation. When you're just not breathing at all, you're just sitting there, you're listening. See, you get out of your head and into the environment with listening. These ears, nobody told you, these ears are the amphitheater for God. I mean, they literally, why do they sit out there? What do? They don't do anything. Nobody even talks about them. The ears are your cesspool for the sounds of the nature. So that's why I live in nature and I never hear a car, ever hear. I never hear a car. Maybe a few dogs, birds, only birds and the weather. So when you live like me, like that, your ears become what you escape yourself with. You escape through your ears and you become, there are all your sounds that come into you. You come into, you hear it, you're like not sure, are you it or you're your body? So you're not really attached to your body. You can be everywhere, my friends. You can be everywhere. And so that's the high, the natural high we want to have, is that we're high all the time on just being and breathing. I wish that was told to me. I'm telling you because it's so, otherwise, look, otherwise you're in a chain. Your thoughts are a chain, you see, they hold you. So if you have a thought, I gotta be near a house or I gotta be near, some security, that security is like a chain. Until you break the chain, you're like the elephant that has a chain on, and as it grows up, you see the chain its whole life. And an elephant, now all they can use is one little string, and that elephant thinks it's still chained. That's very key to you breaking the process of molding your body and your mind and your thought in this brain, and it's never changed because you've never done the sound. You gotta break the crown. You gotta break your head open. You gotta crack your head open to the sky, my friends. You really gotta crack your head open. And once it's cracked, flowers will bloom. And you'll be like, oh, I'm happy all the time. With every breath I take, I actually manifest my own feelings and thoughts and everything. Son of a bitch. On that note, you should be so full of air that you're just burping it up. You're breathing it in. It's just like, you're just one big, air ball. So it's a lot to download. I had a good time. I got to take a break. Actually, I got to